everybody, and welcome to live coverage of the Hyperpole session. 30 minutes in order to decide who is hot and who's not ahead of Le Mans. Now, if you're new to Hyperpole, I don't blame you. It's only been out for 2 seasons of the World Endurance Le Mans season. Now, Hyperpole is the fastest 6 cars from every single category, barring the innovative class, which is there's only 1, and the hypercar, to which is only 5. But for LMP2 and the GTE Pro and GTE AM category as well, it all wraps up together in a nice little bow for 6 drivers heading out there. So this was set in the qualifying we had last night. The cars going through to this Hyperpole session. We've seen the number 7 Toyota alongside the 36 Alpine, the 8 Toyota, the 708 for the Gleichenhaus as well. Then we see the Jolter 38 as well for LMP2, the 26G drive, the other hypercar, the 709 Gleichenhaus. Oh, I can't pronounce that one. You get it right. Gleichenhaus. Yeah, you get it right, then you get it wrong, don't you? Then we get the 41 Team WRT, the 65 Panis Racing, the 32 and the 23 United Autosports car. Further down as well in GTE Pro and GTE AM, we have the 52 Ferrari AF Corsa, the 51 AF Corsa, the 92 Porsche, the 64 Corvette, the 72 Hub Auto Racing, and the 91 Porsche. And the AM category, we have the 88 Dempsey Proton Racing, the 86 GR Racing, the 47 Celtar Racing, the 71 Inception Racing, the 56 Team Project 1, which is the innovative area of it all, and the 33 TF Sport as well. As I said, the innovative class up there going through with the 84 Ascension SRT 41. However, they've recently been announced that they will not be allowed to take part in the Hyperpole format as well, which is always an interesting one. You can get in touch with us as well because we have our YouTube chat standing by up here in the com box as well to ask any questions you like, get them in. And this is our screen that we like to call the battle computer as well. This is our war room. Throughout the next half an hour, we'll stay on this camera unless we have something to show up in the comms box as well, and we get ready. But Megan ahead of us as well. For the first time this weekend, a car that wasn't a Toyota topped the session in practice 3. The Alpine Elf Matmut did a 3:26.594. Fastest time we've had in the practice, and just a couple of tenths slower than the time yesterday we had by the number 7 Toyota.
Tell you what, that's good advertising because basically they're plastered all over and now they're topping a session.
Yeah, the Alpines and the Matmuts have been all over the place as well. And there's Alexander Sims' car as well, getting ready. The car that will be driven, by the way, the number 8, will be driven by Sebastian Buemi and Brendan Hartley to do the qualifying.
I should leave when he does that, shouldn't I?
I would say that you're pretty much nearly off his Christmas list.
I think I'm off his
You're off the
wanting to live list.
You're off everything, basically. In fact, Megan, I would go so far as to say that you are lucky that you're in the comms box as well.
Yeah. I really shouldn't mention his name because once I mentioned his name and 10 hours later he was fired.
Yes, that was back when he was in the Formula E days, was it? Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And he was good at that. And then I mentioned his name and he was fired.
We're less than 48 seconds until the green flag as well. You'll see the green flag emblem in that white box at the top of your screen as well going on throughout, as we'll wait to see exactly who's going to head out onto the track first. About 23 cars left as well, Meg. So who are you expecting to dominate? Are we expecting a Toyota front row?
But I don't know. I should do that random picking
but what
thing.
What we saw with the Alpine this morning as well. Can Alpine just surprise us and get it on pole in their first race?
I don't know. Alpine recently have been showing an amazing amount of surprisingness in every sport. Which one's the classification for
2 seconds.
This race?
Well, let's hear from our race director, Eduardo Freitas, as we get ready for the countdown for Le Mans. Where is he? And the green light is on, and we are underway for our warm-up session. The Eurosport commentators talking over the race director there, so we couldn't, really annoyingly, give you Eduardo Freitas' countdown. but we are underway for Hyperpole. This half-an-hour qualifying session will set the grid for the session.
Pit exit is open. Hyperpole has started.
And there you heard Eduardo Freitas, thanks to our amazing team behind the scenes as well, as we get ready to head out onto the track. There's qualifying, there's this morning's times as
so
well.
Which one's the classification for this race to go into?
Hyperpole, they're highlighted in orange for you on that screen for you.
Okay, let's just do a little bit of picking.
Who do you think is going to go into the session with the biggest advantage and the biggest disadvantage as well? Certainly a surprise yesterday, Alex Brundles in the Interpol European car couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Who did you select for pole position? The number 8 Toyota with Sebastian Buemi, Kazuki Nakajima and Brendan Hartley. Well, Megan,
I know that usually when I pick a person, it means crash, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And to be honest, Megan,
accidentally.
If you do manage to keep him up there as well and keep Brendan into a position where he's not going to crash, I think Brendan might just give you that. Although he is a champion, of course. He won last year's Le Mans, the number 8 Toyota.
Did I watch it?
No, you did not.
Yeah, he succeeds when I don't watch.
Yes, I think that's the situation out there at the moment.
It led to me having to take a little break in Formula 1 once, just so he didn't have a race where he didn't crash.
We also have access up here in the comms box to our fantastic team as well. Have got the access to 360-degree camera of race control, so we can have a look exactly what's going to happen, apart from the fact that it's gone off for a second. But out there as well, light is on. That's a reminder, by the way, Megan, to switch on your lights because they have to be on all the time because
that's why that woman was holding it yesterday.
Because the night is coming in, so you have to have your lights on. Let's go over to the group chat quickly as well to see. Synthil, hello to you as well. Good evening to Ben Brown. Says evening all as well. And Alex asks as well, who's driving the Alpine? According to my monitor, it's Nicolas Lapierre who is headed out onto the track in his seats. However, I think it's also going to be a switch around with Negrao as well, switching over. But it's half an hour, so 15 minutes for each of the two drivers. And as we know in this session, for the number 8 Toyota, Sebastian Buemi first out. Then it's going to be Brendan Hartley out there as well, as your brain phase going through. Megs?
I was just wondering, why does it say hypercars there?
That's where the hypercars is. They're up there as well. They're up there.
I thought they went out.
No, hypercars are the top category. You're very new to Le Mans, aren't you?
Yes. This is literally only the second thing I've ever done for it.
Yes, actually, yeah. We can forgive you for that. No, hypercars, the class, Megs. Going out there as well.
I was confused.
The hypercars, well, there's all 5 hypercars in this session as well, so we'll keep an eye at them. And if there's a yellow flag anywhere on the track, we'll see it on the security monitors down here in the box. We've got the best seat in the house up here, watching as well and reporting back to you. Hello to Killen M, says yo. Hello to you as well. Welcome along. We'll have all the team radio being able to be played out as well, and we'll inform you of everything. Here is the 36 out there on the track now of the Alpine Elf Matmut car. Nicolas Lapierre at control of that one at the moment as he comes onto the start-finish straight. Now, the first lap time here usually doesn't really give us a representation because...
So that's the guy who crashed out yesterday.
Yes, good point. Actually, fantastic point there, yeah. As he keeps going through. Here's the 708 now, actually. So we cut away from the Alpine to the Gleikenhaus 007 LMH out there as well. The 007. Yeah, the 007 car, yeah. Look at that, though. Over the bridge at the Dunlop chicane into the forest curves as well. The lights already on. The night beginning to set here at Le Mans. And Nicolas Lapierre in control of the Alpine Elf Matmut car. Olivier Plat in control of the 708's hypercar for the Glickenhaus Racing Squad as well. They come out of the Tete Rouge corner, sponsored by Xbox, and comically come down the Mulsanne straight towards the PlayStation chicane. They've gone all out there.
It's a gaming thing.
Yeah, it's all games at the moment as they come back into the one.
Chicane.
The gaming chicane, yeah. Well, it used to be the Xbox chicane, then it became the PlayStation chicane, and now it's still the PlayStation chicane. Despite the fact that Xbox sponsor the straight. I don't know.
Just call it the gaming chicane and be done with it.
Well, the name changes here at Le Mans pretty much happen quite often with the chicane areas, but corners like the Mulsanne, Indianapolis, Arnage, Porsche Curse, Ford Chicane, Recruitment, that sort of stays the same. And Tete Rouge, you can add to the list as well. as the time's coming on the board then. Everyone just getting up to speed. It's always the second flying lap. We usually see the fastest times, but with only 24 minutes left of this Hyperpole session as well, it comes out there as well. HP, by the way, that stands for Hyperpole, not Harry Potter, as Megan was getting excited with yesterday when I mentioned it in the practice stream.
Slytherin.
Out there as well. So first sector times, Nicolas Lapierre in the 36 Alpine as well does a 32.581. Kamui Kobayashi in the number 7 Toyota was a 31.926. So he's a couple of tenths up there as well. What we like to see at the moment is that Toyota no longer has supremacy over the hypercars at the moment as well. In this instance, coming into Le Mans, it's generally an open goal. Alpine could snatch it from them as well. And with Peugeot coming in next year as well, Ferrari coming in, Aston Martin coming in as well, there's more pressure on Toyota as they go for a 4th straight win here at Le Mans this year. The number 8 car's won 3 years running. I'd like it if the number 7 car could win, but I suppose Megan just wants to prove that she can end Brendan Hartley's cars with her in the commentary box, because otherwise it's been that way quite often, hasn't it?
I need it to be that way.
Yes, absolutely.
Is he in the car now?
Yes, he's changed over according to this. So Buemi's done a lap, and out goes Megan. Brendan Hartley's out there. According to my driver tracker, he's there in the number 8. So maybe him and Buemi are no, it is Sebastian Buemi, according to my monitor.
Stop switching!
It's switching over so much as well. Well, currently it's saying that Mike Conway's in the number 7, but we can see it's Kamui Kobayashi, so it's switching around as often as it comes back. Megan?
Bit of an off-topic question to do with the HP kind of thing.
Yes, the Hyperpole and the Harry Potter thing. Go on.
The Harry Potter.
Go on.
It's like, what's your house?
Ravenclaw. Even though I'd like to be Gryffindor, he did the online Pottermore quiz and it came up with...
Whereas I got the house I've always wanted, Slytherin.
Coming across the line then, it's the Alpine Elf Map 36. Nicolas Lapierre does a 3:28.506. The 708 does a 3:26.405. That is an amazing time there. But what can Kamui Kobayashi do across the line? And Kobayashi goes top with a 3:23.9. That is an astonishing time for the hypercars. As there's a yellow flag somewhere on the track. As Kevin Estre out there as well coming through. And we've got a spinner in the wall. It's the Porsche 92. Porsche 92. And this could be a red flag, and it is a red flag.
I didn't realise red flags would happen in this sport.
Only in the qualifyings for Hyperpole because they need it to be. So the clock has stopped. 2:17 to go. And red flag. And that is why you see on the board as well at the moment.
Well, I'm doing something to harm Brendan's race.
Yeah, so clock has stopped as the red flag is out. And that's why there's a red flag as well. 22 minutes to go. We can't put it onto full course yellow or safety car. The rear of the 92 Porsche has absolutely come away down in Indianapolis. He's gone in backwards. He's ripped off the rear suspension as well. So game pretty much over there, Megan. Oh dear. And now we've got to wait for the cars to come back up before we get a green flag again. And it's Kevin Estre, by the way, in the 92 Porsche who is driving. Yeah, so not good up there, as they see on the cameras here as well. The damage at the rear suspension, it's ripped the tyre wall as well. Not good news at all.
And those that have a habit of just like going like that.
Yes.
Whenever something.
So red flag out then here at Le Mans. As let's listen. Well, apologies for the language. Apologies for that language. It is live. Let's take a look how he did it then, Megan. Coming down to the braking zone for Indianapolis. And it's exactly the same as what we saw with the number 8 Toyota in third practice. Locks the rear, spins it round, and then bang into the wall. And that has brought out the red flag. So, interesting enough as well. Let's go over to the group chat if we can, as we might be freezing just slightly. So apologies for that, as we've lost our timing monitor up in the box.
That's been happening all day.
I think that's because were you kicking it? Did you kick the monitor? Did you kick the screen? Have you kicked the plug out? There we go.
I'm not
checking.
sure.
She's actually checking. Right, let's go over.
I was quite close to it.
It's you knocking that. You're knocking the laptop. Hands off desk as well. Hands in the air and no funny business. But here we go. Let's take a look at the group chat as well. As Synthil says, hold up, is Nick de Vries? Yes, Nick de Vries is in this one as well as Antonio Felix da Costa, Sebastian Buemi, Alexander Sims. Quite a lot of the Formula E drivers are in this, as well as quite a lot of the Normal 1 Endurance XF1 as well in there. There's quite a lot in there. Edward Hunter, who was in the commentary box with me for Formula E, and by the way, I now know you're watching. I was going to text you later as well in a reply saying, do you want to do a couple of hours on Sunday in the last 4-hour stint to come on air? But I suppose I'll ask you now, and you can just text
Join
me. But
him,
you can text me
please.
back later. Ed saying as well, phew, good timing by Kobayashi to get in that lap time, and it is a stunning lap time, a 3:23.9 for qualifying is absolutely astonishing. As Ben Brown says, that made a mess of the back. Yeah, and that's probably rear suspension failure, not failure, but gone. Have to replace all that. And that car now, that's going to start last in the hypercar category. It's going to start last in the Hyperpole era of the situation. So that's not great news either. It's a pro car as well, so if he's standing behind a load of amateurs, that gets even worse out there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, no. As they keep up. So we'll have to wait and see. As I just have to do a bit of editing now in order to get our screens on, because as sure you've realised, and I've realised as well, I've got to do mental arithmetic now.
Oh, I'm good at that.
To see when we get the green flag, to see how much time. We've got 2:17 left, but I have got to manually input the order on the board. So we've got 22 minutes and 17 seconds left. And it is an absolute nightmare to get it right. So while I'd fix that up, Megan will take you through the situation at the moment of telling us the top positions for each of the cars. So just read out the number and the... Do you want me to do it? Yeah, just read out the number and the cars alongside.
The hypercar is in first position with a number 7. And that's
the Toyota Gazoo Racing.
With Kobayashi, of course. And it's a Toyota Gazoo?
Yeah, Toyota Gazoo.
Gazoo Racing. And it's obviously a hybrid car. I feel like I'm just doing really bad at this. Though,
No. I can go through it because I'm going to have to do it manually anyway as soon as the session restarts. Let's go through it then as well. We've got to work out 22 minutes and 17 seconds when the session restarts. So that's going to be...
I like math.
Yeah, that's going to be touch and go, isn't it? So the session was due to end at 30 minutes past the hour.
I'm good at maths. I can help.
Yeah, you've got to work out the time currently and the time when it ends to get it back on. But the Porsche is being retrieved from Indianapolis, which is great news as well. So we will be standing by to go back to the green flag shortly. As you can see, Megan, here on the monitor, the same as me, they've removed the truck. They've removed the 92, so it's now gone behind the wall. They'll tidy up, clear the damage, repair the tyre barrier.
Your car will be delivered in the Parc Fermé area.
And that's Eduardo Freitas, the race director, saying that the 92 Porsche will be delivered to Parc Fermé, which basically, Megan, is...
car hospital?
Yeah, car hospital. That's day done. You can't move any further up there. But yeah, it was the time this morning in the practice session from Nicolas Lapierre, 3:26.594, as I just highlight something up here in the box on the monitor. With your highlighter, by the way. There you go. I'll keep it until after Le Mans.
It's not like I need it anyway.
Yeah. 3:26.594.
Why don't you just keep it?
I don't know. But look at the time here, look. A 3:23.9. That is astonishingly fast as well.
It's yours now. Also, we can get more like this in Wilco.
Oh, very nice. So I'm having a look here. And Megan's going to inform me if I'm right. Yes, the lap record here, 3:14.791. That was set by Kamui Kobayashi a couple of years ago, and we're well away from that. But still, in the first year of the hypercar era, to have that's astonishing. As cars are still out on the track, that is why we have a lengthy red flag. They've got to get back in as well. The 36 Alpine as well got to come in as night begins to draw. And actually as well, they are going to enjoy this more than we are. Because the longer this session is red flagged, the longer it takes for the sun to completely set, the cooler the track gets, which means it's faster for the cars. We're approaching what we used to call happy hour. Happy hour was 11 o'clock at night till 12, where the track was at its best, the coolest it can be. So we're getting more and more into the happy hour. Josh Play says hello from Cadwell Park. That's only about 30 minutes from our commentary box.
Yeah.
Hello from Cadwell. Are you there for the British Superbike Championship that's going on this weekend there as well? They've timed it terribly for Le Mans, though.
Yeah, they really have, because you've just got to look at two things at the same time. You're just like, okay, which one's more important to me?
Superbikes, probably. Superbikes at the mountain at Cadwell Park, renowned
There's a
around the
mountain
world.
30 minutes away.
What's that?
There's a mountain 30 minutes away.
Well, it's on a very steep hill, and they do call it the mountain section. So yes, I would say that's part of the track. Next,
Are there
Cadwell.
many mountains in Britain?
Not there's a fair few, yeah.
I want to go to one.
Sorry, if somebody I used to know was listening to this as well, she would be telling you, no wonder, as she used to do a lot of hiking. So I think you know who I'm on about as well. She'll probably be telling you, of course, there's a load of mountains in this area. So we've been under red flag now for, it says 1 hour. That's not right. So I think we've got an error on our monitor here as to why. So keep an eye out. Yeah, just come back from the 3-hour test. So that is the practice day from Josh Plays. Let's have a quick look down at the.
I don't know how to. Why does it look like nanoseconds? I don't know.
And let's just leave it as well. We've been onto the red flag for
Who knows?
a long time, according to this monitor.
Hold on. 22 minutes and 17 seconds to go. That means it was 8 minutes in. That means we've been under red flag for about 8 minutes.
Okay, thank you to Megan, who's the very quick one there. And at the moment, it says Josh plays a 3-hour test. So you've had a lot of motorsport days ahead of you as well. Hopefully you'll have Le Mans ahead of us.
Lucky this is only 30 minutes then. Though right now it's looking to be a bit more.
Nice, didn't you know you were that close to Cadwell? We are about half hour from Cadwell Park. In fact, it was a joke when me and Luke went to Snetterton for the British Touring Car race as well. He runs Kicking Clothing, which is a fantastic online website as well. And he's also going to put some of our logos and do our own merchandise for us. So go follow Luke at kickingclothing.com. But yeah, when we were there as well, it was funny because we said to her, we passed Cadwell. We literally drove past. I saw the track and the paddock area because it's right on the entrance. So we drove past it slowly and just had a quick look out. But I said to him, it's very interesting as well that we're driving past Cadwell to get to Snetterton. And we drove back. So I saw 2 tracks in 2 days. Very interesting. Session will restart in 1 minute time, which means it'll be 22 minutes to go, Megan, from 2018, 8:18 here. So that is, quickly tell me.
That is 40 minutes past.
40 minutes past the hour. So we had a 10-minute delay, effectively.
Yeah.
Green light is on, and we are back here at Le Mans. The cars head out. The number 7 and the number 8 Toyota head out as well, with a couple of the Ferraris as well from the Pro class. In fact, 3 Ferraris out there as well. Let's listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pit exit is green.
And as we see as well, God's Speed has said out there, Porsche crash. Yes, the 92 Porsche went backwards into Indianapolis in order to have the action out there. But he is okay.
I couldn't hear myself when I was muted.
That's because the talkback was turned down. You knocked the talkback with your hand when you went to press it. Merchandise, nice. Yeah, that'll be coming up soon as well. We'll have all the links as well when it becomes available. But yeah, because there is that to go. Look, if you look at the monitor, 21 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and we're right on time. And I think we are. Elapsed time, 21 minutes to go now. So I'm not actually sure which monitor we're looking at in the comments box is correct. So while we work that one out, because it restarted at a really, really odd time, it's 14 seconds back, Megs. So while I sort that out.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah, everything's going a bit confusing up there. So there we go. So we now have the correct timing up in our comms box as we move away from the chat and go back to, we can still access the chat, but this is our battle screen we'll have on.
I'm
And a lot of,
staring at the chat.
sorry Megs, took a question. A lot of work at the 32 as well that crashed as well in the previous sessions, and they're just having a little
For a
work
minute,
on there.
I thought Fat Person was polishing it.
No,
Which
he's
is weird
sounds
because
great.
I've been cleaning all day.
Yeah, I think it's in your mind, isn't it, to clean?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's turn your mic up a little bit because it's hard to hear you sometimes. Oh, no, it's
Hold
the
on.
headphones.
I've been cleaning since like 3 o'clock, so
That's nice.
that's like 5 hours.
Cars heading out on the track as well. There's the McDonald's liveried car in the 65. Excuse me, in the 65.
Right now, I want McDonald's.
And didn't you say there was a KFC one yesterday?
There was a
Was that-
black car.
Was that on a LMP or a GT car?
I don't know. It's just a black car.
Well, we've got the track maps here, so you'll have to show me later when we print out our spotters guide, which currently is not playing ball. So, WEC, I emailed the media department at WEC, and they've kindly sent me a spotters guide as well that we're going to print out and put alongside the television here, alongside our marker of doom. Which, if Megan just moves her head ever slightly, I can try and find where it's gone because we
Is
had
this the marker?
There it
of
is.
Doom?
Here is the marker of doom. So this permanent marker, the marker of doom, if anyone goes out, it's an X in the box. They're out of the race. End of. So that's our marker of doom for 2021.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
Principal Skinner in Simpsons.
Principal Skinner? Why?
Because he did that for like a submarine trip once. It's
Oh,
like
marker of doom.
anyone did something wrong, he marked them off a list permanently.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, the marker of doom. Well, it all started off with Martin Haven, who has his own marker of doom. Currently, it's pink. And he just crosses off the cars that are out. And it became a little thing a couple of years ago on one of the Eurosport breaks. And I thought, what a good idea. And then the WEC, he moved to work commentary team, and they've got it. And then Eurosport kept the marker of doom, and I've had the marker of doom. So yeah, it's just a nice little way to say if you get a cross out, you're doing badly out there. Back to flying laps then with 18 minutes to go of this Hyperpole session. The night has fallen. We're into the magnificent golden hour as well out here on the track. Switching back as well. There's Brendan Hartley, who's now taken over the number 8 away from Sebastian Buemi. And Megan is now looking very, very nervous because this is a qualifying lap time that he could get on pole position for the number 8 Toyota. And he's a 10th down in the first sector. Let's see what Kamui can do at the moment.
Just gonna.
And Kamui at the moment in the first sector does and he's up. No, he's down by 0.037, so 37 thousandths of a second off at the moment. Come back to the screen, Megan. Come back. You can look again. Don't worry about it. We're on board with the number 7 of Kamui Kobayashi. We're not on board with Brendan Hartley. He's going through the second sector at the moment, so you're perfectly fine. Don't worry. You're not going to curse him this time. You're not going to curse him this time, I promise you.
Hold on. Hartley.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. We'll get to the last hour of the race. He'll be leading, and you'll be in the box for the last hour, and then bang, the engine goes. And you are just proved to be the ultimate curse for Brendan Hartley. It is a risk having you on the commentary team when he's racing, because we know what happens. But yeah, especially with your uncanny ability in the last couple of weeks to predict the cars that will crash next.
Yeah.
Back at Nashville.
That's not getting scary.
Back at IndyCar at Nashville, you predicted 2 red flags, 3 cautions, and all of them were Scott McLaughlin and Simon Pagino involved.
No, it was Venus VK.
And VK as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hartley now coming towards the second sector. The fastest
weeks in
time
a
is a
row.
1:56.84, and he's down by only a 10th. He can easily make that up in the sectors as well. What about Kamui
He won't.
Kobayashi? Kobayashi across the line in the second sector. He's up by 8 thousandths of a second for pole position.
See what I mean?
So Kobayashi going for pole in the number 7. He's done a 3:23.9, as we know. But Hartley he's got to improve. He's got to have some time on him.
Hold on.
Yes, Megan.
When it's near the end, I'm going to step outside the box for 10 seconds.
Just to see.
Yeah.
Da Costa in the Jolter squad at the moment in the 38 car. He's up by 81 thousandths of a second. Brendan Hartley's coming into the last couple of corners as well. He's just at the Porsche curves.
Okay.
Across the line comes the 708 squad. Stays third at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to step outside now until he crosses that thing.
He's got another 30 seconds. In fact, is this him now? Yes, here he is now. He's into the Porsche curves.
How long do I have?
Well, you can run out in the next 10 seconds. He's into the Porsche curves, flying through. We're on board with Brendan Hartley now. Okay, Megan, go. Coming now into the last couple of corners. Megan has now left the box. Can Brendan Hartley do anything about it? Kamui Kobayashi's looking quick, remember. The Jolter is just alongside them. So, into the last sector we go. Into the last couple of corners. It is the Ford chicane. Then the last chicane at Recruitement to the line. Can Brendan Hartley take pole position away from his teammate car number 7? Cross the line. It's a 3:24.230. He's 3/10 down. Kamui Kobayashi comes across the line now. 3:21, 3:22, 3:23 across the line. And he's down by 23 thousandths of a second. Kobayashi doesn't improve. Brendan Hartley doesn't improve. What about DaCosta at the Jolter squad for pole position in LMP2? Can he do anything about it? Yes! Pole in LMP2 with a 3:28.574. Great time on the board there. And Jolter delighted about that one as we see the two Ferraris out there as well.
When I said that, I had no idea it was raining out there.
Oh, is it raining? Oh, you're soaked. You are soaked.
I didn't know it was raining that much.
Your hair is wet as well. You are actually quite damp.
I had to run under the car.
So you didn't realise it was raining outside of our commentary box?
No, I didn't know that. I stood there for like 10 seconds.
Not knowing it's raining?
No, I knew it was raining. I was just like, where do I go?
You back into the box would be a good idea. Because
I had to keep the thing.
They literally stopped after 30 seconds. Second for the 72. Aston out there as well. The Haboro Racing goes across the line.
He's doing it better then.
Oh, look at Nicolas Lapierre. He was 3 turns down in the first sector, but 1.1 seconds down in sector 2 as he comes through Indianapolis. So he's losing time as well out there. So right now, the 709 Glockenhurst car as well is down in 6th place. LMP2 starts 5th. So inside the hypercar category, as Josh Play says, it's not raining here over there at Le Mans.
Yeah, most people think I'll be wiping tears. I'm actually wiping rain.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's blowing in from that way. So in about 20 minutes, you might have rain there, Josh.
Good luck.
And gone wide of the line. The Ferrari there as well, just under a little bit of pressure. Let's take a look. Lapierre coming into the last sectors now. Look at DaCosta. And that 38 Jolter, he's going even faster. He's 4/10 of a second faster in that first sector. He's coming to the end of the second sector now. 1:53.531 is the fastest second sector time. He's 6/10 of a second faster than his own time. That DaCosta and Jolter finding loads of time.
Maybe I'm a good luck charm.
Lapierre across the line goes up into 3rd place now. So it removes the 708 Gleikenhus car from the front of the second row. Alpine Elf Matmut with a 3:26.015. Nobody is touching at the moment the 3-minute 23.9 from earlier on in the session for the number 7 Toyota.
Who's first? Because it keeps saying first.
Well, it's Kobayashi out there at the moment.
It's just so confusing because I just saw first for 2 of the drivers. And
That's
what?
and you're right. What's happened there? Because the LMP2 first has changed to Team WRT. So the Jolter has gone down as well as we ride on board with the 709 of Robert Dumas. In the other Gleikenhus cars, he's 5th overall in class. However, that car's dropped to 7th overall as he comes through. So in class, he's 5th. Overall, he's actually 7th across the line. What can he do? Goes up the order. Kamui Kobayashi, Megan, is 3/10 faster than his own best time. Kobayashi might just improve once again. 3:23.9 indicated. Is that time going to improve? Sector 1 quick, Sector 2 quick, Sector 3 slow, and he's into the pit lane now as well.
Seems like the hypercars seem to be the best at this.
Absolutely, fastest cars out there go fast, but I'm surprised that Jolter are running in 5th ahead of the other hypercar, the 709 Gleikenhus. As we look at the Jolter now, for Antonio Felix DaCosta, lap time deleted for the WRT team. They dropped to 2nd in class and 7th overall. So that puts Jolter back on top as he comes into the pit lane as well, I think, Gonzalez. Not sure at the moment.
Hold on.
Van der Voort goes across the line, stays fourth. Jimmy Bruni in the other Porsche now coming through. Used to be a Ferrari driver, now he's in the 91 Porsche. Porsche's only hope left in the Pro category was up by 72,000 in the first sector, down by 87,000 in the second sector, and he's midway through sector 3 at the moment. Megan, you picked Glokenhaus Racing, not Brendan Hartley. Glokenhaus Racing.
It was close.
It was very close. I'll admit it's very close. For pole or to crash?
Crash.
Oh dear. Brendan Hartley, you better get. He's still on the track. He's still out on the track. That's a bit of a dangerous one you're playing there, Megs. If I'm honest with you as well, I wouldn't want to be your teammate in the end of this. Van Voort crosses the line finally and moves up to provisional pole position in the GTE Pro category at 3:46.882. So the AM category now changes. Can Jimmy Bruni in the 91 Porsche do anything about it? We're with him now as he exits the Porsche curves, comes towards the Ford chicane as well. The penultimate corner's on the track. Can he find any sort of speed into the braking zone now? Flicks it through the Ford chicanes. The last chicane, which is Rakudamont now, across the line. 3:46.882, the time to beat. Jimmy Bruni, the 91 Porsche. Oh, he goes fifth fastest in the GTE Pro category. He was 6/10 down.
Shame.
That's amazingly tight, though, in the GTE Pro category as well. That's how close it can be, as Hartley, I think, still circulating at the end of the track. There's the 52 Ferrari. We're now looking at Will Stevens in the 65 Panis Racing, who is running third in class for LMP2. 2/10 down sector 1, 6/10 down sector 3, sector 2, and sector 3 doesn't look to improve either.
I don't mean to curse Hartley.
You don't mean to curse Hartley, and yet I think you do, don't you?
I do the same thing to Scott McLaughlin and Venus Vico.
Fair point, actually, yeah, as they come through. Tell you what, that juice isn't actually great to drink when it's...
No, it scratches the back of your throat.
Absolutely, it does, yeah. I think I'll return to Sandra Gam apple juice later on as well. Coming across the line then, Will Stevens stays third in LMP... Yeah, that'll do. Stays third in LMP2. And this is on board with the number 7 Glykenhaus car. He's fighting that suspension. Look, his tyres are gone, I think. He's going to have to pit for a new set of tyres and a quick fuel dash.
It doesn't help how fast he's going.
Coming across back then to the group chat as well. Let's take a look as Ray Smith asks, who has the best sector times so far? Anyone? No. It is the best sector times to the hypercars as well. The 31.759 and the 118.574 in the second sector. The third sector time has actually gone to the Toyota Gazoo Racing number 8 with Brendan Hartley at the wheel. So they're switching over a couple at the moment. As
Well,
now,
that's surprising.
both Toyotas come into the pit lane.
Have I outgrown the curse?
No. I think it's fair to say no.
But he's doing well.
Is he on pole position?
No.
Then there you are.
I just said he did well.
Yeah, you've doomed him now. Also, Megan, I just like to
Whenever
point.
I compliment him.
I just also like to point out, Megan, as well. Then that number 8 car has won the last 3 years in the row at Le Mans. Brendan Hartley won last year. If that car doesn't win this year as well, and the number 7 finally wins, it's on you. It will be on your own head. Be it you've entered the Le Mans 24-hour.
You watch. Next time, he wins.
Yeah. If we, I tell you what, Megan. If Brendan Hartley in the number 8 car wins this weekend's race here at Le Mans, the curse is lifted.
I doubt it.
Why? He would have won the longest race and the hardest race, the Jewel in the Crown, the Jewel in the Triple Crown. It should be said as well. Not a yellow. No, it's still green.
What is he? 1, 2 and things in a row?
He's won 2. No, the number 8 car has won 3 races in a row. 2 with Alonso, 1 with Hartley. But Hartley has won with Porsche a couple of years ago, so he will be on for his 3rd Le Mans win this year.
I really shouldn't be in the box.
Trust me, I'm glad you are.
I wish I wasn't, because I know I'm going to curse him.
Yeah, but it's always fun to see. Look at this then, the Alpine Elf Matt Muck coming through.
He's not going to win.
4/10 down sector 1, 8/10 down sector 2. What's he going to do in the 3rd sector, Megs? Talk us through it.
Hold on. If I ever meet him, he's going to break his leg. I know it. So who am I looking at? Which one? 3rd sector? The one closest, of course.
How long have you been commentating with basic information?
Oh!
3:23.9 is the fastest time.
Oh, I
He's
think
pitting,
that's a
pitting.
copying
Yeah,
thing.
he's pitting. He's pitting, Megs. So
That's
he's in.
copying Kobayashi.
Yeah. What is the gap between the top threes in GTE Pro? Give me just a second and I will inform you with our secondary timing monitor here in the box that we have to have operational. And that question was asked by Tyler J out there, saying, what is the gap between the top three in GTE Pro? I can also see that Miguel has asked something. Give me just a second and I will get to everybody. In the GTE Pro, the gap between the top three, you are not going to believe what I'm going to say here.
What?
It's actually quite big. It is
What?
It's actually 0.3 tenths. So 0.1. Let me see, 9 tenths, 1, 2. 0.2. So 2 tenths of a second separate the top three in LMGTE Pro.
I feel like I need to do that spinning thing again.
Probably. As Megan does origami or whatever it is in the box. Miguel says as well, how is the 64 and 63 managing out there as well? That would be in the... out there as well. If Megan gets out of the way of the box.
They're not even in.
G-Drive, no, you're not.
I'm just going to take this.
Just take that, because I need to get over here. So, Miguel asking, how is the 64 and the 63 managing out there as well? Well, I think they're not in the the 64 and the 63. They're not in the Hyperpoles, I don't think. So I'm sorry to tell you that. Here we go. Here is the 64. So the 64 Corvette is running third in the Pro class as
Who
well.
did I pick?
Sorry, what, Megs? But where me? Hartley. Stop messing up my notes. So, yes, to answer your question there, Miguel, the 64 Corvette Racing with Nick Tandy at the wheel, running 14th overall, but is running third in the LMGTE Pro class. And the 63, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think ever made it to the session of Hyperpole, according to my notes up here in the box. No, the 63 Corvette Racing in the AM category never made it to Hyperpole. And he starts this race further down the grid.
Who's that? I recognise her eyes.
Not sure. I didn't look up quick enough. If I get onto this monitor, I'm sure I could tell you.
Blue overalls.
I think it was actually Ann Davidson. I think we were looking at Ann Davidson on our screen. Although it was too tall to be Ann. So maybe it's Paul DeResta.
That's where I recognise his eyes.
It's Paul. It's PDR. It's Paul DeResta. I'm just seeing it. Yeah, it's Paul DeResta.
That's where I recognise his eyes.
Down there, as so I assume they're famous singers or something or that back in the pit lane.
I recognise two of them.
Yeah, nice looking out there as well as several cars in the pit lane. It takes 3:23 to 9 laps. So if you're not on the track now, that's it. Game over. So who's in the pit lane? That's it. Look at that. The 7 and 8 car are in the pit lane. That's it. Done for them. So I think that's it for them, you know, Megs. I think that's it. So Alpine are out there again. The two Gleikenhus cars are out there. So I think the 7 Toyota is going to have pole position.
Brendan, don't decide to go out, please.
Well, he can't. Anyone who it takes 3 minutes 23 to do a fast lap. To do a slow lap, it takes about 3:45. There's only 2 minutes 19 left. That's it. I think Toyota number 7 has just got pole position for Le Mans once again with that astounding time just before the red flag of a 3:23.9. But it's still all action further down the classes as well, especially in the AM category, as Antonio Fiesta celebrates as Jolter, the 38 squad, has pole position out there as well.
Do one more lap here. Let's have a
That's Nicholas Lapierre saying, burn light, which means light fuel load, please. Let's get ready and run to rumble. Mike Conway and Kamui Kobayashi, two drivers I've had the pleasure of speaking to actually in a row. Because I was talking to Mike Conway, then Kamui Kobayashi snuck up behind me and had a quick conversation. He's a little devil. Usually doesn't talk to anybody, but he's so funny as well when I was interviewing him, so it's nice to talk to him. That was back at the Silverstone. That was 3 years ago today at Silverstone.
And now he's topping a session.
Yeah, actually, think about it. The 6 hours of Silverstone in 2018 was 3 years ago today, the 19th of August. So 3 years ago today, I was at Silverstone interviewing Kamiko Bayashi and Mike Conway. 3 years later, we're sat here on the commentary box doing Le Mans, and they're going to have pole position, I should assume, for the 89th running of Le Mans. That's a nice little turnaround. Across the line comes the 52 Ferrari, of course. Is it pole position for the GTE Pro class? No, it is not. Second fastest. He was 1.3 seconds down, despite being fastest of all in sectors 1 and 2. Let's take a look at the 4th in class now for the Gleikenhus Racing. They will start 4th and 5th on the grid at the moment. So Jolter have actually now been dropped down to 6th overall and 1st in the LMP2 category runners, along with Team WRT, Panis Racing, G-Drive, United Autosports with the 32 and 23 cars as well. 14 seconds left then. We're coming towards the checkered flag. You know when it comes out, the green flag will change to the black and white checkers that we have in the back of the box as well. For the final car, we're starting across the line as well. The 708 stays in 4th, but he does get another lap time. And I think they've confirmed it. Joel to have pole position. They're celebrating, but it is a bit too soon because we've got across the line. The checkered flag is out. The Team WRT, Lorenzo Darchas comes into the pit lane. It is Jolter, 38, on pole for Le Mans in the LMP2 category as well. Jolter celebrate a great result there. In the hypercar, it looks to be across the line as the 708 does a 32.1 in that first sector. And they're not celebrating yet, are they? The number 7 Toyota is not celebrating yet. They've entered the pit lane, but Jolter can celebrate. Nick de Vries as well, celebrating with them all as well. Jolter have pole position well across the line as well. The 38 car out there. Being driven by Roberto Gonzalez, Antonio Fish, Costa, Anthony Davidson as pole. They all celebrate and get ready. Still going top though. 4th in class for the AM category. Celtic Racing with Foucault at the wheels. Fast in sector 1, but slow in sector 2. The 52A, of course, is looking quick, as is the 64 Corvette in the first sector. They're all approaching sector 2. So while the LMP2 and the hypercar battle is solved, pole position for the GTE Pro and GTE AM category has not been solved just yet. This one's going to go down to the wire. The 52 Ferrari, of course, that's out of it. 4 seconds slow. The Corvette Racing, running 3rd in class, is only 4 tenths down. What is the Celta Racings for the GTM category coming across the line? Is it anywhere near pole position? We're about to find out.
Oh, I think I know where I was seeing 2 first before.
Different classes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to leave you to twig that on your own. Coming across the line then, no, pit lane for the 47 Ferrari Celta Racing. What about the 52, of course, and that's out of it. What about Nick Tandy, the 64 Corvette? You might want to pay attention here for Miguel, because those 2 Corvettes are coming towards the line now. Well, the 64 Corvette is. Is it okay? It's 4 tenths down the second sector. He's midway through sector 3. I think he's one of the last cars out there as well to take a time. Megs.
I don't think there's many cars out there at the moment.
Out on the...
5, maybe?
9 cars currently on a run.
Oh, close.
9. That's it. Everyone else in the pit lane. It's not looking good for the of course. It's going to complete the tie, but look at this. The Corvette Racing's looking up. Is it going to be the Porsche 911 RSR of Hub Auto Racing 72 starting on pole position for Le Mans?
Please.
And in the AM category, it is pole position for the 88 Dempsey Proton Racing. So 88 get another pole here in the Mans in the AM category. And I tell you what, the Alpine Elf might just nick the second place away from the Toyota at the line. Cross the line, Nick Tandy, I think he's coming to the... No, Tandy's backed out of it. He's in the pit lane.
Whee!
And Hypercar stay 3rd as well. What about Nicolas Lapierre? Who are we on board with? This is 4th in class. This is the 708 Gleikenhus Racing. He's only 6 tenths down in that second sector, and he's backed out of it.
Why do they all seem to back out?
And 325.639. Second off the time. Times are done. That is it. We have our pole sitters for the 89th running of the Le Mans 24-hour in the hypercar. Pole position goes to the number 7 Toyota Guzoo Racing. In LMP2, it is the 38 Jolter. In LMGTE Pro, it's the 72 Hub Auto Racing with the Porsche 911 RSR. And in the LMGTM category, it is the 88 Dempsey Proton Racing in the other Porsche 911 RSR who has pole there. Fantastic run as well. Hypercar pole position goes to Mike Conway, Kamui Kobayashi, and Jose Maria Lopez. The number 7 Toyota has taken it with an outstanding time, just like Kobayashi did a couple of years ago when he did a 3:14. Another outstanding lap. Fastest of the weekend so far, a 3:29.9. Congratulations, there's Brendan. Just giving you a congratulations to all Toyota. Toyota in the hypercars, lock out the front row, print the papers, stop the presses. It's the 7 Toyota on pole.
I'm just glad that Brendan didn't crash.
I think we all are, yeah.
It's unusual.
Throat's gone a little bit, but wow. So, the free practice 4 session, which follows on Eurosport 2 and on YouTube as well, under the race control camera, that is coming up at 9 o'clock. You can watch it here in highlights tomorrow on YouTube. That will be coming up for you at Friday lunchtime. Warm-up is live. That is the last session as well, the half-hour warm-up session before we get going for the Le Mans 24-hour, where we will have 12 hours live and 12 hours in highlight form as well. And we'll be stopping and starting throughout the day with highlights and live coverage as well to bring you the important updates from Le Mans as well. So, overall, it's the hypercar number 7 on pole position. Megan, what do you think of that session? It was very dramatic, wasn't it? And very surprising in respects.
It was, and it was nice to finally see a red flag. And it took me twice being in here to get it.
We've had a couple of red flags in the practice sessions. In fact, every practice session has actually been red flags.
What about when I was in?
No.
Quali?
No. It wasn't red flagged. Had a full course yellow, but it wasn't red flagged. But there you go. You finally had a red flag here, I suppose.
Woohoo!
Not bad at all on the board. Okay, everyone, that's us wrapped up for live coverage here today on YouTube. A reminder, as I said, free practice 4 is up next, but you can watch that with us tomorrow, Friday lunchtime as well. And you can also stay tuned and join us for warm-up as well. That'll be live. And the Le Mans race on Sunday and Sunday as well for the Le Mans 24-hour. My thanks to Megan Birch once again. My thanks to all of you for watching. All 647 of you have tuned in for an amazing Hyperpole, which sees the Toyota Gazoo Racing number 7 and number 8 lock out the front row. But 7 on pole again. But again, 7 has never won here. 8 has won 3 times. Join us on warm-up for all of the action to continue. Bye for now.